All right, race fans, here we go. We got some road course action. That's right. We come from Japan last week from Watkins Speedway. Actually, the oval side. We didn't do the road course or side over there at Watkins, but what an awesome race it was here for the Clean Racing League here tonight, presented by Ghost Athletics and CRL Podcast. Well, we go to Watkins Glen, one of my favorite road courses, and when I was racing a lot of GT3s, this was a place, man, I did a lot of practice, a lot of running at. Matt, it should be interesting here with these trucks. We're going some right turns and left turns.
Yeah, you got to get them loaded up. You got to get on the brakes hard here. These trucks are hard to slow down, Joe. They're not a GT. You got to brake really, really early to get them loaded up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing. I mean, they're big trucks. I always call them like brick on wheels, so to speak, but kind of qualifying right now. We'll see who puts it on top. Right now, it seems like Andy Cork's up top, but kind of the road race ringers here, so to speak, the guys to really look at. Evan Kinney comes to mind as one of them. Caleb Smith is another one. And looking at Caleb right now, unfortunately, he's out there on his qualifying run. Just see if he can put it up top. But those are really two out there, and trying to also see him on here. Yep, well, Bobby Mantle there, who just put it on top pole. Another one to look out for, Darian Staff. So just to name a few guys that I've seen that really, really enjoy road racing. And, not to say that none of the other guys can't drive, but those guys are kind of like your ringer, so to speak, and you can already see it right there. I mean, look. Parker Collins in that group too, but Bobby Mantle, Darian Staff, Evan Kinney, and Caleb Smith, that's your, top five already right there. So just kind of what I was talking about there, Matt. Ringers.
Yeah, the ringers know what they're doing, and they know what they're doing well. And you look at Collins there with that 112.156. That is wicked quick for a truck around here.
Yeah, and also, you look at too, and we got to go into the, you can make a good hot lap, but can you constantly make it around this place? Again, the guys I named off, they're right there in that top five or six or whatnot. I mean, there's a lot of them out here, and we'll see. Bounce back week for some guys. Montague I thought it was a good race. I mean, obviously it was a new track to this league. A lot of guys out there had never run it. It was the first time for this league. Very interesting track, very different style racing. And like I say, we go to the road course here. Going to be interesting tonight. I mean, patience going to be the biggest key, like you said. I mean, you've got to slow in, fast out, kind of maneuvers here. And Matt, I pretty much it's road racing, man. I mean, you've got to enjoy road racing. It's a technical style thing.
Yeah, it's technical. It's hard to do, hard to master. But if you can ever figure it out, it may be one of the funnest styles to actually do, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, I never really cared for much in the truck or in a NASCAR setting, because I still feel, even though the next-gen car is supposed to be built more for road racing, it still is a heavy car. It's a car. And that's why I look at the GT3s. They are just so fun to drive, on road racing and whatnot. But yeah, I never really could get the hang of how the NASCAR cars, the truck Xfinity and the Cup, handled around in these things, especially the truck, like what you mentioned earlier. It's top heavy. It's like a brick on wheels is what I call it.
Yeah, it doesn't want to do things that you want your car to do at a road course. It don't turn well, it don't stop well, and it don't go well. So none of that works well at a road course, man.
No. I mean, braking's going to matter. And when I talk about road racing, you have really got to appreciate the aspect of road racing. It's usually not beat. I mean, you might sometimes get a battle here and there, but it's usually not a beating and banging, side by side type of thing. It's more technical. It's more of hitting the turns, hitting the apex, hitting your shift points, et cetera, et cetera. It's more of a gentleman style scenario. And, you know, you really just got to have an appreciation for road racing here. As Parker Collins looks like he's going to hold on to that top spot. As qualifying maybe coming to a close, I don't think really anybody's going to knock him off. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull him up here, or put him in the waiting room anyways, just in case that somebody decides to come out with a blistering time really quick here.
Somebody's trying, but I don't think they're going to get there.
Yeah.
I got a couple of off tracks back here.
I mean, that's a heck of a time, man, to try to beat right there. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on up here.
Oh, Spinelli rolling around here.
Yeah, and there's barrels too, so watch out, Spinelli, man. I know you love those things. Let's bring Parker Collins up here real quick. Parker, Joe Booth, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Well, I'll tell you what, we go from Montague, man, last week, very, man, different track. I thought the race was kind of unique, and it was wild, so it was different. To the road racing here tonight, you got it on pole, blistering time. I mean, how are you feeling in this truck? And I know they did a little bit of update to it, so how's the update affecting how this thing is?
I mean, I feel like it feels pretty good. I definitely didn't think that I was gonna pull off a time like that. I think I hit a 12.5 in practice, so a 12.1 was pretty good. Definitely take it. I think I'll definitely have to contend for the win with Darren and Evan, maybe Lane and Jeremy. I mean, we're all pretty quick, so I think we're gonna have to save a little bit of fuel to get it to the end. But yeah, it should be a fun night. Hopefully, we can keep it up front and go to victory lane.
Oh, absolutely. You know, good one here. You know, never really asked too much on these, but and I reference a lot of GT3 cars, so you really, you know, tires are just is what it is here. But how does tire wear matter a lot in these trucks?
Oh, I think it matters. I think it matters a lot. You know, especially the rear tires. This is a super slick track right now, so keeping the rear tires underneath of you is going to be huge. You know, when we go to ovals, it's usually always the right front that we got to really worry about. Where here, it's more the rear tires. I don't really understand tires on road courses as well as I do on ovals, but yeah, the better you can get. Sorry, they're talking on the radio. The better you can, you know, kind of pace yourself during the race and keep the tires underneath you, the better they'll be in the long run, the more grip, you know. The better you do that, you know, you get around guys that didn't do that as well, and you'll have a little bit of an advantage. So it's just kind of a balancing act what you want to do.
Well, there you go, man. Well, good luck out there, Parker.
Yep, thanks, Joe.
All right, get him back down there, and only dad's there. So, well, Matt, you heard it right there, and you know what he was referencing about his tire wear. From what I gather, and these are fixed setups. Now, obviously, a lot of the stuff I did was an open setup. You could do what you wanted, but still, you know, tires at these tracks, you know, if you're pushing really hard, you can burn up that right front a lot. If you're really slick, you can burn up the left rear a lot. So now, some tracks, and this track particularly, could be a balance if you're running very well of burning the tires up. Some road courses, though, tend to be a little pushy, and you will see the right front, you know, kind of burn up a little bit. But I think Watkins Glen is very momentum oriented. Unlike Sonoma is more of a technical track, has a lot of, you know, sharp turns and, you know, elevations to it. This one has your elevations, but a lot of sweeping style turns. You know, there's only a few, you know, S turns here, but most of them are very long sweeping style momentum turns. But, well, let's look at the grid, man. I tell you what, we're going to go racing here tonight. Let's look at, man, what we got out here is putting it on pole here tonight. That's right, Parker Collins. We just talked to him. Bobby Mantle, he's won here before. He's going to sit there in second. Darian Stapp, boy, he put on a good show. You know, a couple seasons ago here, Watkins Glen started third. Evan Kinney, we know he's a road race man with the Caleb Smith there in fifth. He's another one. Lane Hostler, defending series champ here. He's won 2 back-to-back, and he is looking, man, to try to make it a three-peat here for the championship. He's sitting 6th right now, starting tonight. Jeremy Moyer 7th. Joshua Waltus in 8th. Mike Kelly starting 9th. We got Logan Brecky in 10th. Kevin Becker there in 11th. Ricky Harden starting in 12th. We look back here in the 13th place spot, and we've got Jordan Trask We got Seth Fowdy starting 14th, Matthew Dyer in 15th, Scott Simley starting 16th, Justin Curtis there in the 17th, Jacob Grant, look good to have him back here there in the 18th, Nathan Brown starting 19th, 20th, Eric Anderson, 21st, we got Daniel Miller back in the 22nd spot, we got Bob Stevens, Steve Gerber there in 23rd, Danny White back at 24th, Bradley Murphy in the 25th, 26th, Joe Spinelli, 27th, Dusty Martin there in 28th, we got Jonathan Gaston, 29th, Andy Cork, Chris Smith back in 30th, 31st spot. We're sitting there with Joshua Gillian, 32nd, Zachary Fowdy, 33rd, Jordan DeBrockle, 34th, Mike Howerton, 35th. We got Abram Ghost, David Brzezinski starting 36th, 37th, Kenyon Jackson, and Jamie LaRock there in 38, along with Fred Garcia back in 39th. So good, solid field. Looks like all the charter drivers out here tonight making it here in the field, trying to look and see if we got anybody that's new. I really didn't see any new names that I was unfamiliar with. Pretty much all these guys out here, pretty much your regulars here tonight, and we're about set to go racing here. Watkins Glen.
This is going to be some shenanigans here tonight, man.
Yeah.
This fight hard.
No cautions. So that'll be another one. So we'll just have to keep up with what's going on here throughout the field. You know, probably get a lot of spin-offs and et cetera. So we'll definitely try to keep up with all the action. See, we got the Dusty Martin fans out there. I know he's got a fan club, yeah, and you'll get familiar with that, Matt, week in and week out. Man, old Dusty, him and his fan club out there, they love him.
They love him to death, don't they?
They do. Good old Dusty right there, starting 27th. So got a little bit of work to get through. You can come through the field. The problem with the air and road racing with no cautions, if you get behind the 8 ball, very hard to get back up here. As pace trucks in, we're going racing here tonight. So I think track position really matters when you do your pit stops. And green flags underway. We're at Watkins Glen racing here.
Parker and Bobby down into turn 1, hard on the brakes. Nice out braking by Bobby, but Parker going to get that run up through the S's here, Joe. 2 by 2 as they enter the S's.
Yeah, good run here. Give you a good shot, man, overview as they come up the hill. Still, they get single filed out, kind of a little side-by-side races back behind them. Joshua Altus right there. They come along the little short chute going down through the bus stop. And looks like Darian Staff's going to kind of peak. That is a passing zone. That's another thing we'll talk about a lot tonight is where to pass at. You have to set the pass up in road racing. It's not so much, hey, look, yeah, you can pass anywhere you want, but you take a chance of actually wrecking yourself. So a lot of the carousel turn they're coming through, going into the bus stop as a passing zone. Obviously turn 10, the last turn. So a very few areas that you want to make the pass, and we've got a couple cars in the back, unfortunately off track. Says,
yeah, they're sliding off track back there, but they kept it going.
We have, go back here and look just really quick at Kenyon Jackson and company back here, Jamie LaRock. Single file will be a lot, going through the field. You look at these guys here. Yeah, you'll see a little bit of battles like right around here, about 7th place spots. You've got, Lane Hostler there, Jeremy Moyer. Again, go back on it, Matt. You've got to set the pass up here. You can't just, you could dive bombing in, but you're going to take a chance of wrecking yourself. And you've got to really set it up like right here with Lane. If he was going to try to make the pass on Altus, he'd have to be a lot more closer than what it is. And going into that bus stop is where you try to make that pass out. And then maybe if you couldn't get it there, if it's close enough coming out of the bus stop, through the carousel is another area.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right though. You got to be almost alongside of the guy to really set that up. You want it to kind of be your corner. If you dive it in late, the only thing that's going to really happen, you're probably going to outbrake yourself, get in the back of them and turn them around. Absolutely.
Man, I tell you what, right now, out front, it's Parker Collins. He's leading this one. The charge right here with Darian Staff behind him. Bobby Mantles there in third. In a pretty good battle. You got several trucks under a blanket here. Caleb Smith, Evan Kinney. I talked about those guys. Joshua Altus, and we were just talking about Kenyon Jackson. Unfortunately, back in the back here, he was off track for a second. He got it back up though, man, and going. Just unfortunately night here, and that's what I'm saying. You'll see these little trucks, man. After a while, they'll spin out. Who knows? But right now, it looks like just some patience, riding a little bit. Times are pretty even up top. Darian
No
Staff,
real reason
though.
to push it right now.
No, not really.
You know.
I mean, yeah. Wait till maybe
It-
after
it-
that pit stop.
Yeah, right now it's a smooth drive through the countryside at the moment.
Saw Darian come out of that bus stop, man, caught a little bit of grass, and that's just the thing. I mean, you can see how slick those trucks are. That's a good shot right there with Darian coming out the turn. And you can just see they slide a lot. These trucks are, bottom line, the trucks are not built for this. I don't care how much setup you put in it. They're not built for this type of racing.
No, they're not.
It's
But
a
they're fun to
manhandle.
get around.
Yeah, you're right, and they're a manhandled style. Yeah, most of the time, road racing's all about finesse. You know, getting around the track. You know, as easy as smooth as you can. Hitting your, apex points, hitting your shift marks, hitting your braking. With these trucks, you're really just muscling these things around sometimes. You try to be
Spinelli's
smooth.
picked up 3 spots.
Yeah, where's he at back here? Let's see where he's at.
Up to 23rd right now.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, well, as we see right there, we got a car that's Brecky. Actually, no, yeah, Logan Brecky went around.
Logan.
Wow. So go back and see what happened because, man, we just went on Spinelli and he had to dodge him. So going off into turn 1 looks almost like a brake bias issue. That's something, man, we get into a little technical. That's one of the things that they can adjust on these cars. With them being fixed setups, there's not a lot of things they can adjust. You're going to see Spinelli come in the picture here in just a second. He just zoops around by him. But,
That's what us professionals call too much rear brake bias.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So brake bias is only the one thing that they can really adjust here, along with steering ratio and so forth. But brake bias is the biggest one. And you're either going to make that thing really tight in the turns, or you're going to make it, really, like you said, kind of loose, and so forth. It definitely could affect how you get through the turns. It all depends on how kind of a breaker you are. If you're kind of a heavy breaker, a light breaker, how you like, approaching the turns. That's how you want to set that up. And sometimes you can set it up wrong. We just saw right there, Matt.
Yeah, and if you set it up wrong, the problem with setting it up wrong is it's going to bite you in the butt. Right? Like, if you do too much front, you might get away with it. If you do too much rear, it's going to lock those up and around we go.
Yeah, because on one way, you're going to make her, very, very, very tight. The other way, you're going to make her a little loose coming out of the turn. Again, it goes back to how you like your car set up, or how you like approaching those turns. How aggressive you are, how relaxed you are in those turns. You see right now, Darian Staff, he is he's eating up the back end here of Parker Collins, but these two guys, they're actually about even. I mean, a 92 to 86. They're back and forth with each other.
Yeah, that's, a little bit back and forth battle. It's good to see at a road course.
Absolutely. And this is what I was talking about earlier of how you have to just kind of set him up. You can see Staff right now. You probably, people probably thinking, well, why don't he just get up there, man? Well, he has to kind of set him up for the pass. And with being as equal as they are, because that last lap was a 36 to 35, he's nowhere near fast enough to even pass Parker Collins right now. So he's really going to have to set him up for this pass. Hopefully Collins maybe hits it's one of those rumble strips the wrong way right there, as you saw Staff come out of the bus stop. But that's what he's hoping, is maybe Collins makes a mistake. Then when you on the flip side, you got Bobby Mantle back here. I mean, and he's got Caleb Smith, and Caleb's another one to keep an eye on here, man, Matt.
Yeah, he is. You're going to have to keep your eye peeled for old Caleb back here. He's picked up 1 spot so far, buddy, but he's starting to close Bobby in. He's got that little catfish reel right in front of him, and he's going to go get it right now.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb loves road racing. He pencils these in. Here we go. He peeked on the inside. Staff did. He thought about it. Maybe that's another thing to maybe try to get Collins to off his game, to not hit those turns like he wants. And Staff is there. But, yeah, Caleb, he pencils these things in. He loves the road courses. What's the word I'm looking for? He lobbies for them to get them on the schedule season after season. And Darian Staff, right now, that truck, he is sliding everywhere. There's 2 things about that. One, he's definitely fast, but 2, That's going to wear some tires out, I would think, after a while. I mean, he's maintaining speed with it, but he is definitely driving that truck hard.
He's driving that truck really, really hard right now. I'd be a little bit concerned about the rear tires on that Toyota driving it as hard as he is right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, and and it's going to show its head up here in about another, 5, 10, 12 laps or so. The road course. And Parker Collins looking very smooth coming out through there. You saw Caleb get around Bobby Mantle behind him there in third, so he's slowly but surely coming up through the field. So the difference is, but I mean, if you watch Staff here, I mean, he's going in, look at that right there. Oh, yeah, wow. Now, that was a smart move. Yeah, but he overdrove it huge. That was a smart move by Collins. Collins saw that and said, you know what? He's going to overdrive that turn. And that was a beautiful textbook. That was a beautiful textbook on how to let a guy overdrive a turn here on a road course. Staff went in very hard. Collins recognized it. He did his own braking easy, early, and then let him just overdrive the turn and went right back around him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Get on the brakes early, roll the truck down and back underneath of him, be able to pick up the gas and get right back by.
Well, we got, unfortunately in the back here, we got Bradley Murphy. Says he crashed. Let's go back here and double check and see maybe what happened. And maybe another brake bias. It looks like he broke hard right there in that turn. Oh, and then he caught the rumble strip. Woo!
Parker peeking. Darian peeking on Parker out of the final corner here. He's going to be right there with him.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I think right now, you see Parker's got that preferred inside lane going into the turn. Darian Staff, I mean, he is trying, but, man, look at that truck. Very low. So contact, and, you can do that in these trucks a little bit. Now, at some point, Collins might say, you know what, I might give it to Staff and see what he can do out there. He's been running that truck very hard and see if he can hang on to that lead. Because you can see, look at Staff's truck, just kind of more unsettled than what Collins is right now.
Man, oh man, beating and banging there. It's a smart move to get back single file through the bus stop, man.
Right, yeah, and I'm just watching how, Staff is back there, and Collins is so smooth around this track. It's not equating to the fastest out here. Obviously, it's keeping him out front, but Staff is really, really running that truck. After a while, that's going to be detrimental. And I say that, but then I might be fooled, but I mean, he is really trying everything he can. Collins, though, on the other hand, I got to give a heads off here, man, Matt. He is staying very level-headed through that.
Smooth, calm, and collected here. And he's actually going to open that gap back up, and that's what you're talking about. As this run goes on, if he conserves a little bit more than Darian, in theory, it should play out for him near the end of the run. And
I think it is. You're starting to see a little bit of that. And Darian right there, he was actually running that truck very hard. Might need to see if you can back it down a little bit. And you got the man back here, Caleb Smith. He's watching that battle up front. He's actually quite a bit faster than, he's about 3-4 tenths quicker than the two up front here. I talked about Caleb. He's definitely one of those guys, man, to look out. Bobby Mantle and Evan Kinney. So those three guys in themselves come out here and really, 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 really love it. As Danny White in the back off the track here, punching that thing, making it look like a bulldog. Let's go back and see what happened to him. And a lot of this, I think it's going to be braking issues, brake bias, and that right there almost looked like just got back on the gas a little bit while he was on the rumble strips and got a little loose.
Yeah, just got over there on those rumbles, and those don't help you at all.
No. Yeah. Another thing, when you want to set up, I think I talked about this last week even with Montegi, with them shifting in the turns. It's very important here is when you do your shifts and when you go back into your shifts, you want that truck almost pointed or car pointed straight in the turn before you get on the gas. You got to ease into that gas. You don't really want to stomp it back down to the ground until that truck or car is absolutely kind of pointed straight. Now, when I say pointed straight, we'll right along here with Caleb. It's not so much that, you got to be all the way out of the turn. like right there going to the bus stop, he was straight for a moment. He could have gave it. That's where you want to shift. He's straight right now. So even if you're coming out, just keep that nose straight, not turning when you're making those kind of like on and off the gas or any of that. So like right here, he's straight, boom, you get back on the throttle and you go. It's a really fine line there, man. Really fine line.
The straighter, the better. Just take care of it. And I think the guys that we are seeing out front are nailing that right now. But we do have some lap traffic that Collins is starting to close in on.
Yeah, and you can see him. We talked about it. Is he going to be able to stretch that gap? Yeah, and I feel like Darian has used up the tires with a lot of the sliding he was doing there. The only way to look at that is when he goes into pits, the next set, say, okay, let me see what I need to do here on the next set of tires and how I need to approach this on the second half of the race. But a little bit of tidbits here, man, tonight, Matt. Joshua Altus, he enters the race here with 19-point lead on the rest of the league. Remember, they changed this season. It's not win and you're in. And with Altus winning a couple races already, as Darian gets in the back of the lap traffic right there. That was just bad luck. That was bad timing and caught that lap truck right there at the wrong time, wrong place. And really nothing neither one of them could have done at that point right there. It's unfortunate. But, yeah, so it's not a win and you're in. You have to basically, man, keep your points. You have to keep going. But right now, Joshua Altus is in very good shape. And he has 0 incidents also this year. So that's another one that is very, very good on Joshua Altus' part. Jordan Trask is the only other driver who has kept it clean this season. So those two guys right there definitely showing, man, what it takes, man, and holding the mantle of, well, I said each week, week in and week out, it's in the name, Clean Racing League. So check them out at cleanracingleague.com. 24 drivers have 10 incident points or less this year, which is more than half of the league. It's really not bad. So that's, it's going to happen because you've got to look. We're getting 30, 40 car fields week in and week out. That's a testament, man. I could sit up here and talk all night about that. It's just really the numbers show. Do you have bad races? Sure. Do you have good ones?
Not
Absolutely.
many of them, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so, man, it's I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Good one.
And look here, what's going to be interesting is Zachary Faulty has had a problem there, but your leader is completely in lap traffic now. Mm-hmm. And we saw it all ago with Darian getting in the back of that other lap car. Very important where you catch him. Yeah,
and that's true. You saw right there Darian Steph catching at the wrong time, wrong place. Could have been disastrous between them two. Just an unfortunate thing. He caught him, right on the back bumper coming right out of the bus stop. It would have been a lot better if it had caught him maybe in the middle of carousel or so forth. So you're right. Collins has to set this up. And, I even say a lot of times it's not really the lap car, especially in road racing, really, really crucial here. The lap cars do not need to try to predict where the leader's going to go. You hold your line and you say, I'm going to stay right here. You don't go try weaving all over the track and try to figure out, is he going to go low, is he going to go high? Right, whether or not it's in the racing line or not. Okay, and I know that's a really controversial conversation, Matt. Whether it's in the racing line or not, it is still up to the leader and the passing car to get around those lap cars. So if you've got to slow down as the leader and wait a turn, guess what? You've got to slow down and do it.
I've had that happen so many times. You catch a guy right, you're lightning quick, and nowhere to go.
Yeah. It is frustrating as a racer, to catch it, but it happens, like you said. So, looking to be maybe a one pit stop race here tonight. All these guys could pretty much go that 25 lap mark easily. I know they're going to be begging for tires. Look and see where some of these guys are. Caleb Smith still holding on the third. Bobby Mantle's there in the fourth. Evan Kinney still in the fifth place spot. Lane Hostler still in a good run. Let's see who our hard chargers are here tonight. You're not going to see a lot of people come through the field. Joe Spinelli is up 5 spots. Zachary Foudy right there. He's back in 26, up 6. Mike Howerton's up 6. So a lot of the movers are right there in the backside. But, you're not going to see the unfortunate side is I think qualifying really matters here, Matt, man, really matters.
Yeah, it really, really does. Where you have an issue early, like Logan did there, he's dropped 13 spots. It's just either way hard to recover from, man.
Yeah.
You almost can't.
Yeah, without no cautions or anything, and even with the pit strategy, it's very, very tough. I talk about, in road racing, the lead right now Collins has is 2.8 seconds. In an oval, that would be a very, very huge lead. In road racing, that's nothing. That's one little slip in a turn. When I say big leads in road racing, we're talking 5, 7 second leads, 8 second leads. Those are what I need. And Mike Kelly is on pit road, so that's a little bit earlier. A lot earlier than what I would think. Way earlier. He hadn't had any problems, so.
Yeah, we're still got, 35 to go?
Yeah, so that's way off the pace, because, Joe Spinelli gives me little tidbits here and there, and, he's saying, definitely have to pit once, so I'm going to say you can go that 25, but he might be a little short. But going through this lap traffic, Darian Staff's having to modulate himself through it. Parker Collins actually has already made his way through it. This is where you got to be careful.
Parker kind of in the catbird seat right now. Mm-hmm. He's got some green field. Well, he's coming to pit road.
Okay, so maybe it is we are looking at a two-stop race here then. Okay. I figured they probably could go halfway, but I've been fooled many a times. Look at this pack here in front of Darian. This is where Darian has to be very patient and understand those guys are racing probably for position there, and doesn't want to, if one of those guys get in trouble, he doesn't want to get involved in with it. So this is where he's got to really pick and choose where he wants to go. And don't get over aggressive here. That's a good one.
I don't like the look of this.
Yeah. He might make the one pass, but that's what I'm talking about. Right there was what I was talking about. And Caleb Smith almost involved in that one too, but that was exactly what I was talking about. Let's go back and watch that. That folks, that was textbook what I was talking about. He's there. Maybe the 92 felt him on his outside and thought, okay.
Well, the car over there in the grass. Well.
Yeah, I think he probably felt him on the outside, maybe bobbled a little bit. He got a run on the truck on the inside, up in the front there on the O2, and then just caught the fence and Staff, right into him. And not only that, but Caleb had to make an evasive move with Bobby Mantle. And luckily, watch this, folks. You're seeing it right there. They missed them going through the bus stop. You want to talk about skinning a cat. That was skinning it right there. But they were able to make it around. Had to go through the grass a little bit. But that could have taken out 3 of the top contenders here tonight.
Yeah, that was big. And I tell you what, look at it this way. That pit stop from Collins a lap earlier than they went. That saved him from being in the middle of all that.
Well, he was in front of, so he probably would have been good.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, but here's the bad thing. Darian Staff did get some damage out of that, and he went on pit road, finally took his pit stop. He's back out. We'll have to see if that damage hinders him any. You can see it right there in that right front. Did it hurt the steering? That's going to be the crucial part. How hard did it hurt the toe? Yeah, I think the way that truck's handling now, I think it might have hurt that steering. I'm trying to look at the wheel and see if it's.
I would be utterly shocked if it did.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Kind of hard because it is on the one side, but yeah, he is really. That thing is wicked handling right now. And he might be a little frustrated too. That's going to be a little bit. All right. here's a double-edged sword here, Matt, and we'll bring up the subject a little bit. You're the lap leader, and I know you're going to sit here and put that on the lap cars. I really can't put that on the lap cars.
Nope.
Yeah, the lap car maybe made a little bit of mistake by driving in a little deep there and got side by side with the O2 and popped the wall.
But then we get car is on you, man.
Yeah, but we
get around.
And what we said before there, Matt, was be a little patient. Wait it out a little bit. I mean, he knew he was going to come on pit road anyways. Really didn't need to pass those 3 cars. To be honest with you, he really did not need to pass those 3 cars. There was no contention, nobody around him to contend for him on the lead. So, yeah, as a leader, hey, I feel for you because you're definitely going to be like, man, I wish the lap cars you should have just got out of my way,
Yeah, I mean, if we had the radio on that one, he'd probably be yelling. But at the same time, it's just like road course. We talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a prototype car and you're coming up on a GT, it's on you.
Yeah, and they tell them all the time, do not try to anticipate where that prototype car is going to go. It's the prototype. And we've seen many times prototype cars get into those cars because they make a wild move. Here's where, Darian's going to look a little frustrated as you see Bobby Mantle going for the pass on him. And I can just tell by the way Darian's driving, he's probably a little bit, frustrated right now. That truck might not be handling the way he wants it to. And you see Caleb actually there with him too, with Lane Hostler. Yeah, it just looks like that truck it might have damaged that steering.
This is where Darian needs that crew chief in his ear going, settle in, calm down. Don't make it worse.
Yeah, I think, I'm
man.
Here's my thing. I think it has messed with that steering some because he is wrestling with that car or truck a little bit.
Okay, so he's currently sitting 10th, correct?
Yeah, he's right there with the guy.
Just shy of halfway.
Well, you got to look. You got to look here. The top guys. We got 3. The top 7 have yet to pit, or top 8 have yet to pit. So when it cycles around, this is actually a race for the front runners, Bobby Mantle and those so forth, so on. But I'm just trying to look at his wheel, excuse me, as opposed to maybe Caleb's. And when I saw the one angle right there, maybe I can get what are we looking at? Right front.
I mean, you can tell he's got his hands.
Okay, look right here, folks. There's just a good shot. Okay, look at Darian Staff's tire. It is pushed in and cocked a little bit to the right. We're going to look at Caleb's and look at Caleb's how far out it is to the fender and kind of going straight. It is cambered a little bit, but it's going straight. So, yes, there is damage to that right front wheel. It is not turning, and it's probably making that truck very, very pushes it. Caleb Smith's around. Whoa. I think he caught that lap car. We were looking at the suspension here. Let's go back and watch the replay. Oh, no, he caught the rumble strip, and that thing got wicked loose on him, and, he barely scrapes the wall. No damage. It looks like he's okay, but going back to what we were talking about, yes, there is damage to that front right wheel of Darian. So that truck's going to be and you can see it. It's a handful to drive.
Well, how aggravated do you think he is right now?
Yeah, I mean, it is aggravating. You've got the fast truck. You was up there. You knew you had speed, and then just get caught up like that. Here's where you really have to calm down. Okay, I might not have the truck now that's going to win, but I definitely still have a truck that can, finish very good, maybe top 10 or whatnot. So I still could come out of here with a good finish, and I've got to realize that now with points and so forth. So
and don't make a big boo-boo about it. Yeah,
don't make a big mistake. Don't try to overdrive the truck. I mean, I know it's going to be a handful. There's no caution to where you're going to be able to go back into pits and get a lot of repairs done. That's another thing. So you're kind of stuck with what you got.
Yeah, there's not, in this particular scenario, there's not much he can do about it.
No. Meanwhile, you got Parker Collins up here, still back in the position he is, and green flag stops. This is what makes road racing kind of frustrating and also kind of unique in itself. Collins on that green flag stop came in. He only had a 2.5 second lead. Now he's got a 14-second lead over Bobby Mantle. That's just what the green flag stops do. Now, I said they could go halfway. Evan Kinney, the top four have yet to pit, so I'm not quite sure. Evan Kinney's going for halfway. He's going for one pit stop. That could work out. If it falls back like it does here on the last pit stops, Evan Kinney could be okay here.
That might be the play if it works out in his favor. That's the thing. Will it work in his favor?
Well, he's got 12-second lead over Collins, and Collins is not going to make up 12 seconds. If it comes back out to that gap again when Collins pits again. So that's going to be the key. How far back is Kinney going to be when Collins has to make his last pit stop? Can he get far out in front of him again? It's crucial with that time. And I know racers are racers, and me and you, when we raced and I raced, you always want to race, but road racing, what's where I'm looking for? It's not flat out strategy is involved when it comes to road racing. We do that league on Thursday nights, and a lot of those guys are always talking about, I just want to come out and I just want to race. I just want to go fast. Road racing ain't all about fast. It's about technique and strategy in the race.
Consistency is the big one with road racing as well.
You're racing the track a lot of the times on road racing. You're not really racing the guys around you. You're racing the track. You're racing your own self a lot. Can I keep it smooth? Lap after lap. Can I hit my marks? What is my fuel going to do? What is my tires going to do? I got to manage that stuff. And a lot of times it's not the fastest driver on road racing that wins. It's the one who can strategize, like we just said. And I think Kenny right now and Ricky Harding, they're the only two that are out, have got a strategy. I mean, it's still 9-second gap. Collins has run it down a couple seconds, but still.
I'm really liking this strategy. I'm really liking it.
I thought they could go halfway, so I was kind of thrown off a little bit by what they're doing. But again, it's all going to come down to here, Matt, on the distance between the two, okay? Because you've got to have that right distance. If not, Collins is going to run him down with the newer tires, okay? He's going to have enough time to do it. But if Kenny has enough distance of, let's say, like I said, 15 seconds or more, then Collins is going to run out of time trying to run him down. And that's the strategy part right there.
You're trying to guess it in your head, right?
Yes.
And if you're off by a lap, he runs you down and he's gone.
Yep. And you see here they are on pit road. So Collins will take over the stop. So here's where another crucial thing is, how far out is Collins going to be on Kenny? Because we know Parker and them they're going to have to make another pit stop. When they make that stop, I feel like within the next maybe 6 laps is when they need to make that pit stop. Let's see, we're looking at 25 to go. Yeah, I'm going to say 6 to 7 laps. That way it gives them enough time. If they do get behind, they can catch back up if they can. But it's going to be crucial to see how far out, because it looks like it's going to be a solid 20-some seconds, which is, hey, that's normal, And Kenny's coming off pit road now, so yeah.
Well, I was doing the math over here. I was doing some math over here.
All right.
And either one of these two strategies theoretically can work.
They can't. It's going to come down to, one, where Collins comes back out after he makes his stop, or Bobby Mantle for that matter too, which Bobby is 14 seconds back. So Collins is really in a better position here. So it's really a matter where Collins comes out and how far back behind Evan Kinney he is, or even if Evan is even able to get around Collins when he makes that pit stop, because Collins is definitely going to have to put fuel in and tires, so he's going to have to make a normal stop. It looks like I thought he was going to come in there, but nope, one more time. And then two, if Kenny's able to get around him, it's going to depend on how far Kenny gets out front. If Kenny only gets a 5 or 7 second lead, I think Collins maybe could run that down. Now,
yeah, exactly.
On the flip side of that too, man, Matt, if there's only 10 laps to go, it might be very close for him too. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be crucial to when Collins makes his pit stop. That's why I say within maybe the next 5 or 6 laps, that gives him enough time to maybe make up that gap.
Yeah, it's really up in the air right now, right? Because you need time.
Yep.
You have to have time. That's all there is to it.
Right now, there's a 20-second gap between Collins, which is normal between Kenny and Collins. That's to be expected between the two. Excuse me, it's 30-second gap. My bad. That's to be expected because obviously Kenny, his whole pit stop, a little bit slow getting off pit road there as he was getting in. 50 seconds total, 15-second pit stop. So normal pit stop, normal routine. It just was really, really slow. So he gave up a lot of time coming on. I noticed when he went on pit road, Ricky Hardin was able to get around him. So Kenny almost spun trying to get on pit road. So he gave up a lot of time. There's 2 times that I talked about too, man. I love this little statistic. I wish they did this in real life, by the way, but they don't. A lot of times in real life they talk about the pit stop. They go, oh man, the pit crew is fast. Yeah, 13, 14, 15-second pit stop, which is awesome.
Right.
But the other time they don't talk about, because this is crucial right here to what we're talking about time, because Ricky Hardin got out in front of Evan Kenny, and Ricky's on that same strategy Evan Kenny's on. Okay?
Correct.
Evan was slow getting on. There's a time called total pit time, which means the time it takes him to get on pit road, through the pit stop, and off pit road. Well, Evan Kenny was a 50.48 total. All right? A couple trucks, man, off there. It's not what Parker wants to see, or actually what Evan wants to see. But on the flip side, Ricky Hardin was able to get in quicker because they pitted on the same time. Ricky Hardin was a 46.08. That's a 4-second gap right there. That's huge in racing.
Yeah, and that 4 seconds will manifest itself on the racetrack, right?
Yes, it will.
That's the big thing, right? If you can it's easier to get it on pit road like that than it is on the racetrack.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's showing because Ricky Hardin is actually in front of Evan Kenny by 3 seconds. So, we're sitting there talking about Evan Kenny being on this strategy. Ricky Hardin is actually on a very good strategy in himself. As you see Hardin right there going around Caleb Smith. Those two are going to battle it out and that would be for a position, by the way, of 8th spot. Hardin on a little bit newer tires. Probably doesn't want to use a lot of that up yet, so he's probably going to let Caleb go. Caleb could force the issue a little bit because he knows he's going to have to pit again. Hardin is in a position where I don't really want to race hard yet because I know I'm going to have to save mine to the end. So Collins and them,
Yeah, he's still got, 22 laps or so?
Right, yeah. So whereas, we're looking for those other guys up here to come on pit road, the next at least 4 or 5 laps or so.
Maybe 6 at the most.
Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and go on a limb and say there's no way that they can make it all the way. Collins pitted at lap 16. He would have to go 30. Make sure I get it right. Almost 30 laps, 28 to 30 laps. I don't see it. And you can see Caleb Smith on pit road, so that tells me right there no. But it's smart by Caleb to come in here with 21 to go. This is what I'm talking about, because this gives him enough time to make that gap back up.
Yeah, that whole conversation we had about time, right? Mm-hmm. This is exactly what you want to do. Get out there and get at her and get your lap times up and start taking advantage of those tires. Yeah, absolutely. Biggest thing with Bobby Mantle right now to try to catch Parker Collins is really he needs Collins to just make some huge mistakes. With a 15-second gap, there's really not a lot Mantle's going to be able to do to run him down unless Collins just really, makes some huge gaps. And all night long, Collins has been hitting his marks. Very smooth on the track here tonight, but been a good one here. Watkins Glen road racing action here with Clean Racing League, presented by Ghost Athletics, CRL podcast.
I mean, go check out, cleanracingleague.com. Get you up to speed on everything in the league and also about the sponsors, Ghost Athletics. And then go check out CRL Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. They have an episode every Friday morning. Caleb Smith is the one who out there along with Rob Sherwood. They put on a great show, get you up to speed of what's going on with the league and everything that's happening throughout the week and coming weeks and so forth. And we've got some very good races coming up throughout the season here. And we got road racing here tonight, man, Matt.
Yeah, and these road races, man, there's a 3 off the pace. Ricky there had a problem.
Uh-oh.
Got it gathered up and got going.
And that let Evan Kinney, see, now here's what I just talk about a mistake, and that let Evan Kinney get right back by him. So there's what Kinney needed.
We talked about it, time versus mistake, right?
Yeah, that was huge right there. That's definitely what Evan Kinney needed. Now Kinney just needs to hit his marks, and we've talked about that time and time again. Hit your marks, be patient, race the track. Obviously, you're going to get around guys, but still race this track, even with the 30s.
Don't make the mistake of beating yourself, which is kind of what happened here.
And even with the 37-second gap between him and Collins, let's just play out. If Collins makes a normal pit stop, that wasn't going to fly off the track there, but if he makes a normal pit stop like he did last time, which was a 45.42 total time, that's 7 to 8, about 8 seconds difference, let's say, give or take. And if Kinney can get, it's going to be close on an 8-second gap, depending on when Collins makes his pit stop. If Kinney can get anywhere from between, let's say, 10 or more, I think he might be in a good position. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be close, but I do believe with you, as long as Kenny can keep running decent laps, not give up too much to Collins here.
Yeah. You got old Lane Hostler having a solid run here tonight. He's right there in third, too. Darian Staff, who is still wheeling that machine with the damage earlier on, unfortunately. He is still in fourth. I told you, just got to calm down, keep your head on a swivel. I mean, he's still wrestling that thing. I mean, he's going to with the damage on the front wheel. But still, even so, be patient and just drive your race.
He's doing what he needs to do. He's just being patient. But it's still got to be heartbreak for him, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you can just see the truck just does not want to turn. It tells me it doesn't want to turn right is what I'm looking at right now. It's kind of rearing, it's kind of sliding. It's getting very tight when he tries to go. The left side's not too bad, but every time he goes for that right turn, you can see it. That's where he's kind of either not hitting the apex, he's running the track off a little bit. So that tells me that right front, that tire's just not wanting to turn very well for him. And he's almost having to sling the truck into the turn to make those turns and make it do what it's doing. And that's something you don't want to do because you obviously tear up tires doing that.
It's almost like he's having to force that truck to do anything he wants.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part because it's messed up the toe a little bit of the tire. Could have messed up the tire, tire rods and so forth. Just messed up the whole geometry of the steering on that front. And you can see it. I mean, we showed the picture there perfectly of one guy's on the front, and he's coming on pit road, so this is scheduled stop for him. So now I'm interested in when Collins comes in along with Mantle. With 17 to go, I would say any lap now is when he needs to come in, so that way he can maximize not being so far back from Evan Kinney.
I would do it, and I'd do it now, to be honest.
Yeah. Now, there is another one here that I didn't look at. Jeremy Moyer, who was in front of Evan Kinney by 7 seconds. He pitted on lap 24. Jeremy Moyer actually could be sitting in a very good spot himself because the top three are going to have to pit, Collins, Mantle, and Hostler, at some point. Jeremy Moyer pitted at lap 24, which is a lap before Evan Kinney, and he is 7 seconds ahead. If he can get out there, too, and keep going the way he's going and get a big enough lead. As you see, our leader is on pit road right now. So we'll be able to tell how far he's going to get out front. he might be on a good pit strategy too. If it's not a winning strategy, heck man, it might be at least a good finishing strategy.
You know, yeah, I'm looking at Collins. He's at the end of pit road now. I think Evan's going to get by him, but I think he'll get back.
Moyer's going to get by him. Now it's going to be how far do they go? You see Jeremy Moyer go by him. Evan Kinney has yet to get by him. Ooh. There goes Kenny going by, and the problem is how far. Jeremy Moyer actually got the better end of that. As you can see, Collins actually is right there on Kenny, and this is what Kenny did not want excuse me, to happen, as Collins come out right there. But Jeremy Moyer actually has got his 7.8 second lead over those two. Now, what he would love to see is those two guys sit back there and battle for a little while, because 16 laps, I feel like that's enough time for Collins to run down Moyer.
It is, and I'll tell you what. Well, you do the math. 16 laps. He's only got to pick up a half a second a lap.
Yeah, I mean, obviously his tires are going to fall off. He's going to have way newer tires. I mean, yeah, it's a 10 lap newer tires, but 10 laps can make all the difference in the world here on the road race. You can see it right there between Kenny, how much he's already walked away from Kenny. And we talked about this before. If Kenny could get out front in that big lead, yes, he's doing what Jeremy Jeremy got what Kenny wanted to get. But now it's already down to 6.3. So, yeah, Parker is coming.
Parker's in a really good position right now.
Yeah. Don't want to overdrive that truck, though, Parker, don't he?
No, there's no need.
Good run, though.
I mean, I know 15 to go at a lot of places is a short time to get there, but in this particular racetrack, 15 to go, he's got plenty to, he's got plenty.
Yeah, he's already down to almost 5 seconds, so he is catching him in a hurry. Now he's going to have to be a little bit careful around this lap traffic. Yeah, there he goes around Eric Anderson. Look at the machine out there. Eric got is always running his STP machine. And he's down to 4.6 seconds. So, yeah, Parker's going to catch him. And this is exactly what we almost just painted the picture out here. Could Collins get out here with about a 7-second gap with about 15 to 16 laps to go? That was the perfect number. If it was maybe 10 or 9 to go, maybe a little bit different. But, yeah, with 15 or so here, he's got plenty of time.
Yeah, they're not even – and he's just taking chunks out of it, big chunks of
he ran 112 to 114. And even Evan Kinney ran that 114. So you can see just the 10-lap difference of tires, what kind of distance those guys needed. Now you mentioned it, half a second. He's knocking off second half.
He at this rate should be there way before the white flag. Man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But still, and I said even to Jeremy and Kenny, if it's not a winning move, it's definitely going to get them a very good finish out here. And a lot of times that's in road racing. Yeah, the ultimate goal is you want to win, but sometimes it's surviving and having that right strategy. And this is what I'm talking about. Jeremy Moyer might be like, you know what, I'm not a big road race guy. I'm not very good at road races. And then again, he might say he is. I don't, 100% on it. But if he comes out here and goes, you know what, I just got started, and he's on pit road.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because, well, now he did pit one lap before Kenny. So Kenny did go 25 laps, but yet he could have. I don't know.
Maybe he just didn't like how it was feeling, man.
I don't know. I don't know on that strategy. I really don't. I mean, Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Trask, the other one.
Just didn't feel right.
Yeah. I mean, Jacob Grant pitted at lap 20. He's definitely another one. He's going to probably have to come back in. I don't think that thing can go the solid distance. I mean, we've seen Kenny go 25 laps, so we know they can go 25 laps on fuel. It's just whether, and Caleb Smith off the track. Wow, not the night he wants for the road racing. He's back there in 11th spot, but yeah, just interesting pit strategies here. Throwing me off my game a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to figure this one out.
Yeah, well, they keep us on our toes up here, you know. Oh, Caleb Smith in the wall. Oh, and I think he's going to call that one a night on that, but man, disaster for one of the better road course races. He just lost it coming out the turn and hard into the wall, and he tore the whole front end of that truck up. Yeah, that thing it's damaged hard. Steering's dead on it. He saw it.
That's very much unfortunate that happened.
Yeah,
Just
one of the road race
right.
ringers, man, here. Wow. Dang, Matt. I'll tell you what, you gave him bad luck. Blaming on you.
Wait a minute. I did it. I'm pretty sure you did.
You were over cheering for him. I heard you. You're raw,
I
raw.
had my pom-poms
Yeah,
out,
you're
my
raw, yeah.
whole nine yards.
Man, just devastating. I know, man. It's heartbreaking on Darian and on Caleb's part. You know, two road race guys here, just out here tonight. But just looking through the field here a little bit. You know, some guys.
Let's see if I still got this show from high
right.
school. You ready?
What's that?
Let's go, Collins. Let's go.
Yeah. Collins is probably sitting in the truck right now saying, "Shut up, leave me alone." Yeah. I mean, but he is now right here. There's nothing wrong with the pass he's putting on him. A little bit wrong with the pass he was going to try to do on the front one there because he had to get out of the brakes. But
okay, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah,
that almost went bad.
Yeah, I think he thought about that when he got around. I mean, it wasn't nothing wrong with the pass on the first one. It's just he caught onto that second one there really, really quick, and not like he wanted to. So, Jay Collins out there cheering him on. Now, Jay, I got to ask, what's the relationship here to Collins? Collins is a really good racer. You know, we know he's up here and talk to him. And to win this thing from the pole also would be just something spectacular to be able to do. But
he's what? All but pit cycles pretty much dominated it.
And that's strategy. That is road racing in a nutshell. I cannot stress it enough, Matt. I know people love to get out here and go, man, I just want to go flat out race. Man, racing's racing. But road racing, sure, you have to have a very fast car. You have to have a very fast driver and knows what they're doing and a good car. But a lot of it is, well, not in this scenario, but a lot of it is a setup, hitting your marks on the track. Again, racing the track. And strategy. Sometimes fuel strategy, tire management wins a lot of road races. It's a different mentality of racing. And that's why I say some guys in the oval, NASCAR that is, they're able to come in here and excel at it. Some of them, man, I'm just racing them because it's on the schedule. So you're the dad. Okay, awesome. We're pulling for the sun out there. All right, nice. Always like seeing the family members out there.
That's cool, getting the family members involved, cheering them on.
Absolutely. Collins right now, he's out front. He's got a 5-second lead over Kenny. I mean, even with the pit strategy Kenny had, even if it's not the winning move here, it's still going to probably end up getting him a very good finish, along with him and Ricky Harding. And I know Kenny is probably one of the road race guys here. Ricky Harding, he's got a mixed feeling on it coming in here. So if he comes out of this thing with the top three, he's probably thinking to himself, man, that's a win for me. Did you race a lot of road race? I mean, how's your feelings on road racing? I mean, that's where I came. Don't get me wrong. I've done some NASCAR stuff, but when I came on iRacing, it was oval. But before that, I raced in a lot of road racing GT3 leagues. I actually won a championship in a league I did before.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit. Yeah, and But the problem I've always had, I can do it in GTs. I can't do it in NASCAR.
Right. Yep. Me either. And I go back to that. I'm with you there because it just truck and car combination to me is just, I don't know, it just doesn't fit the road racing and whatnot. So, yeah, I came on the iRacing platform, did a lot of oval. I've raced some, road races here on iRacing. Didn't really prefer it too much here on this platform, but other ones I definitely did, and so forth and so on. So, but it has been so long, folks, since I have raced. I try to keep up with all the rules, technical side of things, kind of looking at it. And that old saying, I could sit up here, Matt, and kind of look at it and kind of tell you how it needs to be done, but implementing it is another thing.
Yeah, I would agree, but I think what we should do is start chat going right now for the next 3 months, and we convince old Joe White here to get in a GT car at the 6 hours of the Glen.
Yeah, you want to convince me getting out here wrecking. That's what you want to do. I did test the Mustang when it came out. I did really like it. It was kind of fun. You see right here, Bobby Mantle going around lap traffic right there.
Good job, Bobby.
Really smooth getting around. You see Lane Hostler coming in the picture right there behind him. Lane's trying to see if he can't close the gap up. Jordan Trask there with him too. Joshua Alt has been very quiet. When we talked about him last week, where Montegi, man, was a track that actually probably fit his driving style, had to be kind of more patient and so forth. Road courses, you got to be patient at those too, but it's a different kind of being patient, not unlike an oval style track. But still have a good night for him in 7th place here. And then Darian right there behind. I mean, to still keep driving that truck like he is. If he comes out here with a top 10, to me, I think that would be a win. Yes, I think he had a truck that could have won the race, but for what he's went through right now, if he can come out here top 10, I think that's a win-win for him.
Yes, but I'm sure he's still very heated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Jeremy Moore, you're having a good run right there, too. We talked about him on that pit stop. He's up to 9th right now. And then Mike Kelly back here holding around the top 10 spot. Look through the rest of the field here. And we'll just give you an update on Dusty Martin. Unfortunately, out of the race here. He had hit the wall a couple times in the back there. Just an unfortunate night. Chris Smith, boss man. Always like talking about him. And Fred. I haven't talked about Fred. Now, let me give you a little history lesson on Fred here, Matt. I know you're kind of a little new to the league. And Fred Garcia was the original owner and founder of the Clean Racing League. Okay, and it's been probably about a year and a half or so now. It might give or take. He handed over the helms to Chris Smith, who was running everything. Chris has done a great job, but Fred comes out here, and I'm gonna just tell you, Fred is one of the racers who, I like talking about him because he comes out here to race to have fun. He knows he's not the fastest in the world. He goes, but he doesn't complain. He doesn't come out here and say that. He comes out here week in and week out, and to just finish where he finishes week in and week out. He doesn't say anything. He goes, you know what? I'm just having fun out here week in and week out. And good old Fred. I mean, everybody likes him here. And like I said, turning over the helm to this man here, Chris Smith, who has done an outstanding job here with the Clean Racing League. I mean, a lot of things over the last course of the year and seasons. The implementation of charters came about. The charters wasn't always here, which basically how that works is, each team, I think, gets 4, I believe it is, and you're able to buy a charter, which guarantees you a spot in the race week in and week out. And I think they upped the limit. It was at one time, I think it was only 37 drivers. Now I think it's 41, and they leave it open for 2 drivers that could qualify their way in. So you definitely still have a chance. If you're an outside driver looking in and want to join the league, you still have a chance to get in here and race your way in. As like Mike Kelly had to do a couple seasons ago, who did race his way in pretty much every race from that point on until he was able to get a charter the next season. So that's kind of how that works. But charter system, the point system, the growth, the great sponsors, Ghost Athletics, CRL Podcast, Savage Sim Wraps, man, coming on board, just to name a few. And just all the things that have grown here with the Clean Racing League.
And we
Man.
can't talk about it enough, man. How cool is it to be able to come out here and the thing you created, hand it off, and just have fun?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Fred's mentality in a nutshell. I mean, sure, he's a racer. I know he would love to win, every race, but he just doesn't complain about his finishes. Doesn't go, man, I'm terrible. Why am I even out here? Blah. Nah, he comes out. I'm just out here want to race with the guys, man. I finish in the back. Who cares? Now, he has finished on the podium before. He has had some good finishes and whatnot. So it has happened, and we've gotten to talk to him and so forth and so on. But he just one of those that, man, yeah. Can't say enough, man, good things about him. I always like, anytime I can, talk about old Fred.
Old Fred just living his best life, right?
That's it, man. I'll tell you what. And they've done a great job with the Clean Racing League at that time, and to see the growth of this league, and I really appreciate them letting me come out here and broadcast this thing for as long as I have, because obviously they could have grown and grown bigger on the broadcast side. I try to bring this thing to the multitude of the folks out there. Appreciate y'all viewers out there and the family members watching. Parker Collins right now is loving it, though. He's out front. Got Evan Kinney right behind him, and I mean, you said it with 3 to go here. All Collins got to do is just hit his points out here on the track, and he's got this thing in the bag.
I tell you what, you can't ask for a better night if you're Parker Collins.
Oh, absolutely not. Everything has went his way. It's been smooth. According to plan, he's hit his marks on pit road. Had some pretty good pit stops, 14.7s, right in there with him. On par with everyone else. So definitely had some good ones here tonight. Jeremy Moyer right there, and you can see Darian Staff still wheeling that thing. He's still trying, and almost got into the back end of Altus. They're battling for 8th and 9th.
Poor Darian, man. That car is not happy.
Oh, no. I mean, all night long, he has just he can see it right there how hard. I mean, that's a right-hand turn. You can see it just pushed all the way to the grass. That's what I'm talking about. It's having a hard time turning right. The left's not too bad, but watch that truck. Just wants to see how tight it went. It went to way out wide. It's just having a hard time. Now, this is not too bad of a turn. This is more of a sweeping momentum turn. But the sharp turns is where he's really going to struggle. We'll see right up here. They'll go into a little sharp left right here. Go around lap traffic. But watch when he has to do the right-hand turn. He goes into the left, pushed a little bit. But right here, this one's not too much of a sharp turn, but you'll really see it on turn 1. Turn 1's kind of rough. Sharper. That's what I'm saying. Watkins Glen does not have a lot of very sharp style turns. Most of them are very long, sweeping style, very momentum-oriented style turns. The bus stop is where he's really going to have his most problems at. Trying to turn that thing to the right. Here and up the hill a little bit. Goes to the left. I mean, still to come out of here in 9th place. Right here. Watch the truck go wide. See how he's fighting that truck out of that turn right there? I mean, that thing just wants to shoot to the wall. Nothing he can do.
But what a drive. He can keep running that.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
And he's probably going to be tired, too. If he's on a direct drive wheel, he's definitely probably tired. But trying to manhandle that thing like he is. And meanwhile, the battle in front of him here, though, you got Altus and Moyer as the white flag is out one more time for Parker Collins. I mean, we'll keep an eye on this little bit of battle going on here because it's about the best battle on the track. As Moyer slipped, Altus is there, puts his nose on the inside. Staff says he's going to go 3 wide. But Darren's not giving up. Well, he wants that 8th place, don't he? Well, let's see if Altus is just going to let him.
He's spinning her, bud.
Yeah, let's see if Altus says, okay, I'm going to let you send it in that turn, and I'm going to just go running right by you. And I don't know, man. Staff right now looking strong.
What a drive by Staff. do anything with that truck.
Yeah, I mean, gotta get my hats off. Man, hats off to all the guys out here. But man, just that right there to be able to get it going. But this man up here has put the clinic on, and he put the clinic across the start-finish line, and he's going to win it tonight. Parker Collins brings it home here. Wow, in victory lane, dominating fashion. Coming home in second there is Evan Kinney. Bringing her home, man, in third. Ricky Harding, what a finish for him here, too. Bobby Mantle coming out here in the fourth, along with Lane Hostler up in the fifth place. And Trask has got one more turn. Yeah, with a race, man. I'm with you. We're watching this battle. Moyer going to be able to hang on. Last turn for Staff. Looks like Staff is going to hang on to the 8th spot. What a battle back for him. Whew. I don't know what to say other than what a great race, man. Road race style here.
There we go. That was a great race. Well, Joe, buddy, I'm going to let you do interviews this week. I have stepped aside and go in here and help the wife. I'm getting the please come help me.
I understand. I tell you what, man. Yeah, go for it, dude. It was a good race. It was a very good, man, exciting finish here tonight, man. Appreciate you being up here with me. And yeah, I'm trying to get these guys up here and get a word in with some of them because, man, just outstanding here tonight. Looking for old Evan. Evan, I think, is down the only dads. Yep.
10-4, man. Well, I'll see you next week, guys.
All right, my man. You have a good one there. Bring up, let me see, I need one more. Ricky Harding. There he is. All right, let's bring these guys up here and get a word with them. Little Ricky Harding. Ricky, join the booth. You got copy?
Yes, sir. How are you doing, Joe?
Boy, I tell you what, we talk a lot about, racing in general and what it takes to get up front. And a lot of road racing is a lot of strategy. You had a good pit strategy tonight. I think you might have had a really better one there than Evan Kinney, but that slight little slip, man, allowed him to get around you. But still came home in third tonight, man. How you feeling?
Pretty good, man. I came in here with really no practice and thought, man, I just want to get out with a clean race and hopefully a top 10. And then the fuel strategy presented itself. But you're right. I just had that one mistake coming out of turn one, slid and let Kenny back by. But he made such great fuel on that last run. He was pulling away from me and saving as much fuel or more than I was. So props to him. And obviously props to Parker. He was untouchable tonight. Even with 2 stops, he killed us.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about that, what it would take for y'all to be out there. I mean, it would just took the right setup of y'all getting out front far enough for him to run out of time. And that's road racing in general. A lot of strategy involved. But, man, what a finish tonight. I know, it's been some heartbreak races for you here. The last several ones, but you've definitely had speed in a lot of races, and tonight to get a third place might be the turnaround you need.
Yes, sir. It's the first real clean race we've had, and it's the first time, I've been able to avoid other people's messes. So I'm very happy about that. Hopefully we can continue that and make our way to the chase.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got anybody you want to thank for an awesome finish in third tonight?
Yes, sir. Everybody over at Alloy and Unacceptable Racing. Those guys are fun to hang out with every night. Luce's Fast podcast on the side of this thing every single week, along with simracingmerch.com. And shouts to you and all the guys at CRL as well. They put on a great league.
There you go. Ricky Harding bringing her home in third tonight with a good finish. Bring the man up here. Evan, join the booth. You got copy?
Joe, I got you.
Well, man, I tell you what, I was just talking to Ricky back there. Y'all both was on kind of the same pit strategy coming in, and Ricky kind of got out there in front of you because it looked like you're a little slow entering into the pit road, but that little bit of slip got you right back by him. Now, I was talking earlier, if it would have played out, I think the distance was just a little bit too far between Parker and yourself, but if it would have played out like it did before those pit stops, you might have had this thing tonight.
Yeah, if I had known a lot of the front runners were going to have issues during the race, I probably would have just gone with the normal 2-stop, but I knew that Parker and Darren were going to be faster than I was, so I figured I'd try something different. So I committed to the 1-stop. I ran out of fuel in the second to last corner on my pit-in lap, so that's where I lost all my time to Ricky, and then fortunately for me, he had a slip up in turn 1, and I got it all back, and between running out of fuel and the amount of time I lost, there was a big wreck in front of me going into the bus stop. Between that time, I probably would have been with Parker, but I don't think I would have had anything for him since he had fresher tires.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I was talking about it. That gap would have had to been right there before. And a lot of times we talk about when road racing, it's a lot about strategy. I mean, sure, yeah, having a good truck and knowing how to get around, but sometimes it's about that strategy, fuel pit, tire management, and so forth. And hey, look, I can't take anything away from you. I know you're one of the road race ringers out here in the CRL. Tonight, man, Parker just had everything planned out right, but still come home in second, man. Good finish. You got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yeah, just my only dad's guys as always for practicing. Parker has always been super fast at these road courses, and there's always just been a couple of mistakes that have gotten him. And today he didn't make a single one and came home with it. So, yeah, just my boys for getting us ready for this. We got 5 of us in the top 10. Chris for putting on a great league, and then you for putting on a great broadcast show. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Evan Kinney bringing it home, man. Nobody killed him tonight. He got in hope in second, but this guy with the clinic. Parker, join the booth. You got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Well, I'll tell you what, you put it on pole tonight. You was able to hold out front there. And I was just talking with Evan and Ricky. I think they had, in theory and on books, a very good sound strategy when it comes to pits. It's just they needed that distance and everything to play out right, and that it just didn't get set up that way. And you got back out in front of them, what you needed. But at any time, was you a little worried with the two pit stop strategy through the race?
Not really. I kind of had a little bit of doubt in it. I just really wasn't sure how the one stop was going to play out. I really didn't want to go for the one stop because when I got in the truck at the beginning of the race, it said I was going to have like 23 laps still empty. So I kind of knew right away that I wasn't going to try and just ride around for 50 laps. I wanted to, go balls to the walls the whole race. And it ended up playing out well. I thought that, Darren would be up there. Unfortunately, he got caught up in an incident. I think we would have had a really good battle there. But yeah, it's just so interesting to see how these races play out. You never really know how it's going to play out till you get there. You always have a good idea. Like I had a good idea that I was going to be able to make the 2-stop work better than the 1-stop, but you just don't know. So there was a little bit of doubt, but once I got on that second run and I came out side by side with Evan, I knew it was over at that point. So
and another thing you talk about with Darian there too, I talk a lot about road racing, a lot about being patient. You run up on lap traffic, and it's really the job of the leader and the passing car to find a way around them. Sometimes you got to be patient. Just unfortunate there, like you say with Darian, he caught the lap traffic wrong place, wrong time, incident happened, and got caught. But on the flip side there too, something happened with you there going to the bus stop as you almost made a pass and almost ran up on another lap car. I mean, was you thinking about that before of like, wait a minute, maybe I should have waited till I come out of the bus stop and make that pass?
Yeah, as I'm slamming on the brakes, I kind of had that thought pass through my mind. Yeah, it was just a miscalculation on my part. I thought that they were going to slow down more than they did, and I kind of hit my mark where I usually do, and it just ended up not working out. Thankfully, I was able to save it and not hit anybody. It was really, really close. Yeah. I would have felt really stupid and really bad. But yeah, you just have those things, and I drive pretty aggressively a lot of times, so you'll have stuff like that happen every once in a while. But thankfully nobody got hit, and we were able to keep plugging away.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, on your end, it came out on the good side. Unfortunately, and on Darian's side, man, he just got caught up in with it. But that's racing. Sometimes, man, it's the good with the bad. Tonight, man, you definitely had the good. Put in victory lane. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the guys at Only Dads for everything they do. Great showing by us. I think we had 5 guys in the top 10, which is super solid night. Glad we had a good showing out here. Thanks to Superior Sim Racing for everything that they do. Got some awesome button boxes. Go over to their website and check those out. I just want to thank Chris and everybody for putting on the league. You for the awesome broadcasts you put on every week. Friends and family watching, and of course my beautiful wife.
Well, there you go, man. There you have it, man. Parker Collins putting it in victory lane again. Congratulations, Parker.
Thank you, Joe.
Well, folks, man, let's look at the unofficial results order here tonight as Parker Collins winning it here in awesome fashion. Good strategy out there. But Evan Kinney coming home in second with a good finish for him, with Ricky Harden there in third. Bobby Mantle up in the fourth. Lane Hostler finishing out fifth. Jordan Trask in sixth. Jeremy Moyer there in the seventh. And Darian Stapp, well, I tell you what, even with the problems, had a good finish tonight there in eighth. Josh Walters rounds out in the ninth, and Mike Kelly there in the 10th. Look through the rest of the field, boy. It was a great race. I mean, it was one here. The Clean Racing League, road racing. You've got to have some strategy, and Parker definitely had the strategy tonight. So we're gonna leave here, man, in the great state here of NY and here at Watkins Glen. For myself and everyone, I hope y'all enjoyed it, and have a good night.